All right, everyone, in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to our Ciena Solutions Challenge student panel discussion. I'm Jasmine McCallum, and I get to be your moderator for today's session. I'm really excited to hear from a variety of teams from Canada, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Nigeria, as well as the United States. Please note that today's panel is being recorded. As you're entering the room, you may even be on mute, but that doesn't mean that we don't want you to engage. We absolutely do want to hear from you, so we invite you to share out in the chat, to use the reaction feature inside of Zoom, or even to use the Q&A feature if there are questions that you want answered during the live Q&A portion. So just to give you a little context around YouthMADE, we're all about empowering young minds. We're looking at real world problems and designing solutions to address those problems. And so everything that you'll hear today from each of our teams is really about the youth being innovative, but also youth really being interested in taking action. So let's dive into today's agenda. So just to give you an overview of how we're spending our time today, we have about an hour together. We're going to give a little bit of an overview of our challenge. You'll have an opportunity to meet the panelists, as well as hear from a Ciena special guest. Our teams will dive into presentation. There'll be an opportunity for collective discussion. We will then open the floor to the audience for some live Q&A, and then we'll identify what our next steps are. If you haven't had the opportunity already, feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. Let us know your name, let us know where you're from, and then even what do you celebrate about your community? I'll give you a few seconds to do that before we move forward. So your name, your location, what do you do to celebrate your community? So as those responses are trickling in, it'll give us an opportunity to kind of just be more acquainted and get connected with where everyone is located in the world, because this is a global challenge. So we're moving on to our next slide. Let's learn a little bit more about the Ciena Solutions Challenge awardees. To give you a little bit of context about this particular program, it did launch in 2021. And there are more than 950 educators from schools and youth organizations across 94 countries that have had an opportunity to engage with Ciena Solutions Challenge, which is a global design challenge by Digital Promise and Ciena. And it really takes an opportunity for middle school and high school students to use challenge-based learning, or CBL, to design solutions that address the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals within their communities. And this year, we had the highest level of participation yet, which is amazing. So far, I believe there's been 138 projects that were submitted from 25 different countries around the world. And so of these projects, we had some volunteer judges that selected 20 to receive $3,000 sustainability awards, and also selected an additional 42 schools to win $750 prizes, which can be used to sustain or even scale some of the projects. So congratulations to each and every person who participated this year. Let's applaud them and celebrate them, but also congratulations to all of the awardees. If you do want to learn more, feel free to check out our announcement blog. One of my colleagues, either Carissa or Jess, if you wouldn't mind dropping in the link to the announcement blog in the chat, that would be greatly appreciated. So I want to dive into just a quick overview of all of our teams. You heard me say that they're from a variety of places, and they're talking about all kinds of inspiring things that are relevant to their communities, relevant to their day-to-day life. And so since we have folks from Canada, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Nigeria, United States, they're all tackling these global challenges, from designing a wildfire alarm system in Florida to mapping out their community in Georgia through digital tools, to even promoting menstrual health in Nigeria through the Students Rise project. Every team has been incredibly creative as well as innovative, and they are really seeking to improve the community that they are within, the community that's around them. And so if you're really curious about viewing their individual projects, we invite you to take a look at their project outline. One of my colleagues will drop the link in the chat, and you can kind of familiarize yourself. But before we hand things over to these amazing student teams, I do want to make sure that we welcome and greet our special guest, which is Ciena volunteer Claire Purves. Claire, I will hand it over to you.
Thank you, Jasmine. So I'm delighted to be here today. This is great fun for me, a real change from my day-to-day. I put together this slide. The reason being, you'll hear that my accent is not American, even though that's where I am. So I'm Scottish. I moved from Scotland to America as a permanent home 7 years ago, bringing with me my two daughters, teenage daughters, to join middle school and university. And the girls have thrived here. I've worked in global businesses, doing all sorts of things from financial services, that's the girl with the red cloak there on the left, to material testing, heavy and light engineering, and now I'm in Ciena, which is telecommunications. It just goes to show that communications, and if, I'm sure you're studying that at school, will take you through all different industries and give you great experiences all over the world. So a big shout out for anybody who's choosing communications as a career path. My job just now, I help communicate our strategy, internal to the company and external. I create events. I'm sure Ricardo's heard of SMKO, our sales and marketing kickoff that we do every year. It's a huge event where nearly 2,000 sales and marketing people from 37 countries all meet to talk about what we will be selling our customers in the coming year. And I work on communications for tactical things like price changes and cyber attacks and such like things. So if you want to look me up on LinkedIn, it's Claire Purvis, and I'll be able to give you some mentoring or some advice going forward. But thank you so much for taking part in our Ciena challenge. I thoroughly enjoyed looking at all your videos and reading all your entries. So thanks for having me, everybody.
Thanks for being here, Claire. And feel free if you want to drop your LinkedIn even in the chat in case folks do want to connect with you. I love that you have that communications background. I think you and I should chat. I do a little bit of communications here at Digital Promise too. So it would be nice to kind of just connect.
That'd be great.
All right.
I'd be delighted.
So now it's time. It's time to meet all of these brilliant teams behind today's project. I'll briefly give like an introduction to each team, and then I'll hand it over to these awesome teams so that we can hear from them. So up first, we have from Canada, representing the Fisher Park Summit Alternative Public School, we have Fisher and the Chocolate Factory. Team Canada, would you prefer that I share your slides, or do you want to share them?
You can share them if you don't mind.
Okay, sounds good. Here we go.
Thank you.
So Fisher and the Chocolate Factory was a project we did for 2 months with over 250 students. Next slide, please. It's a project we did including all our subjects across the school board thing. And we got to experience many different things we don't normally do in class. We got to use Cricut machines and create our own boxes and labels. We got to learn how to temper chocolate, and we got to learn advertising and marketing. Next slide, please. We even got many guest speakers to come and tell us about their business, including Fairtrade Canada. We got to learn about the environment, what happens when they make chocolate, and Fairtrade and how it's important to look out for what you're buying. Many classes also learned different things in different depth. If you were doing history, that was one of the only classes we didn't get to look into. And geography, we got to also look more into the fair trade.
Team Canada, you're doing amazing things. Go ahead.
We each got to design our own chocolate company in our groups with our own names and labels. And that's our trifold on this slide. Thank you.
You guys are doing amazing questions or amazing things. I actually have like a follow-up question for you. I love that your project has, I mean, who doesn't like chocolate, right? So I love that, you know, you all are touching on and even using chocolate. I'd be really curious, and I know it's not Q&A, but I have to ask you, how did you tie sustainability into like a fun and creative theme like chocolate?
Well, we got to learn, like, we had a lot of guest speakers come in and tell us like the different importance, and we got to also create a lot of different things. And the guest speakers, a lot of them taught us a lot of different stuff as well. So we got to make stuff, but we also got to hear like a lot of talks as well.
Am I allowed to say something as a teacher?
Absolutely, for sure.
We did have some of the talks that they're referring to as Ferrero Rocher, or the Ferrero company came in, and that was interesting because they're able to talk about what they're doing for sustainability. in their company. And I know that we often think that corporations aren't doing much, but it was interesting to hear what they're doing to reduce plastic. And then many of our classes looked at the Sustainable Development Goals, as Bisan was saying, in reference to fair trade and inequalities of chocolate. And as Bisan said, like looking at where your chocolate's coming from to ensure that you're not adding to the problem.
That is amazing work. Oh, wow. I love that. It's so exciting to be able to hear from all these different teams. That is really, really cool. I can't wait to come back to you all even during the Q&A portion, but we're also going to push forward to our next team. So our next team, our team is from Georgia, from Sachkhere Public School number 2. I believe Sachkhere Public School is presenting on 2 different projects, Virus Genome Decoder, as well as the Digital Community Map of Sachkhere. Team Georgia, would you like for me to share your slides, or would you prefer to share your own?
Please share.
Of course.
Yeah, share.
Oh,
And
let me
then
go
we
back.
have
I think you all have a
Jasmine.
video.
Sorry, Jasmine, we have small, yes, animation, and you can also share this.
Jasmine,
Yes.
I think their
Thank you.
video
Thank
is their video is within their slide deck. So this is, you don't have to show this one yet. I think they have slides and then it's the video, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Greetings from Georgia. We're the Virus Genome Decoder team from Sachkhere Public School number 2, based in Sachkhere, Emirati, Georgia. We are excited to share our project with you and tell you how we explored science in a fun and creative way through teamwork. We started with one big question. How can we help students understand virus genomes in a simple and fun way? We wanted to help students learn how viruses work by exploring their genetic information. To do that, we use simple programming and online tools to understand how viruses work. Next slide, please.
Giorgi, please.
Sorry. We chose this topic because viruses are a big part of our lives, but most people don't really know how they work. So we wanted to make that information easier and more interesting for other students.
Science topics like this can often seem boring or too difficult. We combine biology, coding, and animations to explain complex ideas in a simple and creative way.
At first, it was not easy. Learning how to read virus genomes and use code was challenging. But by working together and supporting each other, we made progress and gained confidence. We also learned that science is not just about facts. It's about exploring, asking questions, and finding creative solutions.
As part of our project, we created a series of short animations that explain how virus genome works. They are fun, simple, and help others visualize what viruses do and how they spread. We wanted to show that science can be visual and engaging.
Next slide, please.
We're proud of what we built, but we're not stopping here. Since many students learn better with visuals, we also plan to create more animations to explain other science topics in the same fun way, and so more students can enjoy learning science like we did.
Gega?
Okay. Let me know if you can hear my audio. I'm going to start this over.
Okay. No,
No.
we cannot hear.
Okay. I'm going to reshare again to make sure that I'm sharing audio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was on a mute and I was talking.
No worries.
Thank you for listening. We hope our project shows that learning science can be exciting, creative, and something that anyone, even students like us, can explore and enjoy. We are proud to represent our school community, and we hope our work inspires others to try something new too.
Okay, now you can share the video.
Okay.
Viruses mutate, which means they change over time. Sometimes these changes make them spread faster or become harder to treat. By tracking these mutations, scientists can predict dangerous new variants before they become a big problem. When scientists detect a dangerous mutation, they act fast. They help create vaccines, treatments, and strategies to stop the virus before it spreads.
We just heard the voice, but did not see the. So.
Jasmine, we heard the audio, but we couldn't actually see the animation.
Okay, let me try one more time.
Yeah, it looks like you're just sharing your audio.
So I'm gonna share sound and audio for desktop too. All right, let's try again. Sorry, y'all, technical difficulties. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Viruses mutate, which means they change over time. Sometimes these changes make them spread faster or become harder to treat. By tracking these mutations, scientists can predict dangerous new variants before they become a big problem. When scientists detect the dangerous mutations, they act fast. They help create vaccines, treatments, and strategies to stop the virus before it spreads.
Thank you. So this is another team. Can they start, Jasmine?
Yes.
Okay. Team Digital Map, please.
Hi, we are the team behind the Sachkhere Digital Map project. We are high school students from Sachkhere Public School number 2, and we are excited to introduce you to the work we've done. This project has been a journey of discovery, creativity, and teamwork, and we are proud to represent our school and community. Through our efforts, we have gained valuable skills and a deeper appreciation for the place we call home. We hope that this project will spread all over our country and in the world.
Next slide, please.
Our goal was to create a digital map of our town Sachkhere, highlighting places that matter to our community. This map helps both locals and visitors learn more about our town. It celebrates our identity and improves accessibility.
We went to villages around our town Sachkhere to find out information. We took photos and collected information. We also had a book about Sachkhere, which helped us even more. We worked with tools like Google Maps, Canva, and GDevelop to build our design.
We learned how to gather and organize real-world data, as well as how to collaborate effectively as a team. Now we are excited to take the next step, creating a website or app to share our map publicly. We are also open to suggestion what features or information you would like us to include. In the future, we plan to keep improving our project based on your feedback and ideas.
Thank you for your attention. We would also like to express our gratitude to Ciena Challenge and Digital Promise for acknowledging our work and giving us a chance to present our project at the YouthMADE Festival today.
Phenomenal job. Team Georgia, I love that you all had 2 projects. You all have been working so incredibly hard, and it is so painfully obvious how much work you've done. And so I hope that your community also appreciates your work as well. We're also going to move forward to our next team. So from Kazakhstan, we have the team from Nazarbayev Intellectual School in Astana, and their project is AQSU. Team Kazakhstan, would you prefer that I share your slides, or would you want to?
Yeah, could you share this?
Of course.
Hello, let me introduce our team. My name is Arman Imansharipova. I'm educator. And here, this is my student who is going to present the project. Please pay attention.
Yeah. Good evening, since already evening in Astana. I'm Serik, and with my teammate Talgat, we want to present our project AQSU. So it pronounces like AQSU. And the name AQSU comes from Kazakh language. So Akh means pure and Su meaning water. It evokes images of a pristine natural spring. We chose this name because it unites our local heritage with a global mission, providing pure water everywhere. For an international audience, AQSU is catchy, meaningful, and instantly communicates our promise of water purity. Next slide, please. As you can see, in Astana, rapid urbanization and industrial runoff have raised turbidity and dissolved solids in drinking water. Here are some official graphs from local ministries showing these trends. This directly impacts sustainable development goals such as 6, 3rd, and 12th. Our solution, the AQSU Smart Bottle, is unique because it analyzes and purifies water at the same time. Next slide, please. So in the upper chamber, there are 5 sensors such as pH, temperature, turbidity, total dissolved solids, and also oxidation reduction potential. They monitor quality, displaying real-time data on a display. If contaminants exceed safe levels, the user activates the lower chamber, where water flows through an integrated nanofilter membrane and activated carbon, removing pollutants before dispensing. This all-in-one approach lets users both observe and respond to water quality instantly with no lab tests or no wasted plastic bottles. And looking ahead, we plan to integrate cloud connectivity, enabling community-wide water quality mapping via an app or a website, such as the team from Georgia, like the team, yeah. We also aim to partner with local schools and clinics to deploy AQSU as a citizen science tool, fostering environmental stewardship. Our vision is a global network of AQSU users, monitoring, sharing, and improving water quality for everyone. Thank you.
AQSU sounds so important, especially because of how much how important water is to our various communities. I can't wait to be able to ask you all questions as well. I've got some follow-up questions. Again, you all are doing something that just the fact that you as youth are thinking about your problems or even community issues right now and how it's going to affect even generations that come behind you is just mind-boggling. And so I salute you and give kudos to you because the work that you're doing, the research that you're doing at this age is incredibly important. So thank you, very fascinating. We are going to move forward. Next up from Team Nigeria, we have Students Rise, Hats, Peers, in Progress. Team Nigeria, would you like for me to share your slides or would you prefer to share your own? Okay, I'm not sure if we have Team Nigeria here. For the time being, we're going to move forward. And if Team Nigeria is here, maybe in the chat, they can let us know. We are going to move forward. I'm gonna kind of skip through our slides just a little bit. All right, so we are up to Team United States. We have Wildfire Alarm System. Team US, would you like for me to share your slides or would you prefer to share your own?
Sorry, I was on mute. Thank you, Jasmine. We will show the video because Nicole is not available today, but she left a video that we can share with everyone.
Awesome. I'll stop sharing screen and I'll let you share.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me share the screen here. Okay. Before the video, I just want to thank you, Jasmine and Ciena, Claire, for the opportunity of being here with all of you today. And this is the video that Nicole prepared for the presentation. Is really not available today just because she has final exams at school, and that way she was not able to be in this event, and she really wanted to be, but it's a finals, so it's not possible for her to be absent there. I'll show you the video.
Wildfires have been growing and appearing in several locations worldwide. So I decided to create a system that will alert the population when one is nearby, allowing them to plan their escape and saving lives. What you're going to see on the background here is the diagram of the whole solution, and I'm going to show you detail by module for you to see the value and advantages of each and every one of them. The first module is the sensor module. It detects smoke and heat and sends the information to a central location through a technology called LoRa. which provides and a low power consumption. This enables the sensors to be 20 miles apart and powered by solar panels. Several sensors can be spread around, a central location collecting the data and informing the user. The second module enables the user to go over 20 miles distance and scaling up to the whole world. NASA offers a worldwide wildfire detection system online based on satellites. It can pinpoint a location up to meters and on a time frame up to minutes. Monitoring this service can enable users to be alerted by time. The fourth module is the normal internet connection that we can use to alert all users about a nearby wildfire. If we use a regular messaging or texting to achieve this goal. The fifth and final module is used when there's no internet access. We all know that wildfires can interrupt those services. In such a case, I integrated the Meshtastic network, enabling users to text each other without the ability of a cell service or an internet service. This is a very important component in the solution because disasters can frequently bring down communication systems.
Thank you very much.
Amazing work. If you would please let, I believe her name is Nicole, would you please let her know just how phenomenal her presentation was? And I even saw comments in the chat about like the use of the green screen, amazing things. So please let her know that we appreciated her work and we thank her.
I sure will. Thank you.
Of course. Going back to Team Nigeria, it's been brought to my attention that Team Nigeria also has a video that we can take a look at. And so I'm going to click over so that we have an opportunity to see that video. As soon as I get my screens together, give me 2 seconds. I have a lot of screens working here. Want to make sure I'm sharing the correct screens as well as the audio. So we're going to click over so we can see the video from Team Nigeria.
Jasmine, it looks like we do have them here.
Oh, good. Okay. I am going to go back to our presentation then. All right, Team Nigeria. So I believe your project is over Students Rise, Pads, Peers, and Progress. Would you all like for me to share your slides, or would you prefer to share your own?
We want to share it ourselves.
Okay.
We want to share it ourselves.
Perfect. You should have the ability to share your slides now.
Okay.
Okay, Adam, you can go ahead and play the video.
Do you want me to play the video? I can.
We are Student Rise from Yobe State. We want to help girls stay in school and support students' mental health. Though our solutions are three. We have pad, and then we have patch, we have safe spaces, and then we have radio campaigns. So with this, we are going to train students to produce a usable pad while helping students stay in school. Our student team are almost 4, and we are working hard with them to see that we have contributed to reducing the absenteeism faced by girl students, especially due to issues of economic factors or missing schools because they cannot afford to buy disposable parts. Our solution is very sustainable, and then it's very important to our society because our community now, they are suffering from like economic factors. So sometimes some of the girls cannot afford to use disposable parts. So it is like sustainable here because we are going to do usable part, and then we are going to train the students on how to produce it, always producing the usable part. And then we are going to sell each single usable part at the cost of 15 naira.
You all, I must apologize. I have several screens working here and was trying to make sure that I understood whether or not we were showing the video versus the slides. So Team Nigeria, I do apologize. I'm happy to share the video because I do want to make sure that your work and all that you've done is represented the correct way. So it was not my intention to make a mistake. Team Nigeria, would you let me know if you do want me to share the video again? I think for a moment you all might have been seeing the editing version of my slides versus the video itself.
Okay. Are you having network problem over there?
I do have your slide being shared right now. Would you prefer that I share your video before you go into your slides?
Okay, I'm sorry, ma. Let us wait for, let's give a few minutes to Adam. Maybe it's coming. Okay.
Okay, sorry, ma, I've just joined the meeting. I've had a network glitch, so fortunately I've joined it again. Can I share? Just use this one.
You prefer to share? I can stop sharing so that you can navigate your slides.
Okay, so share it. Then one of our students will go through. You will make the presentation.
Okay, so I'll move forward with the slides and then come back to the video then, if that's okay.
Okay, Papuna is going to present. Yes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Fatma and I'm here to present our project, Students Right Progress from Yobe State, Nigeria. We're presenting our Ibrahim Hassan, Muhammad Abdullahi, and Zara Abdullahi. Let's dive into what we are planning. Project description. We aim to address a critical issue in our community. Many girls miss school due to lack of access to sanitary pads and face stigma. We plan to 1. Pad squads. Train girls to make reusable pads from local. 2. Peer cycle. Create safe spaces for girls to discuss mental health and support each other. 3. Radio dramas. Produce stories to change how families think about menstruation. These initiatives will be tailored to our community's needs and empower girls to take charge of their education and health. Objectives and our goal is to support girls' education and well-being by addressing stigma and resource limitations. We plan to train girls to make reusable pads, establish peer cycles in school, and produce radio episodes to reach families. We are excited about the potential impact and look forward to making a difference in our community. Thank you for listening.
So we can go into the video now. I definitely have questions for you all because I think you're doing something that's extremely important, but it also is a part of natural life. So that is something that young ladies may need support with. I'm going to switch over to your video at this moment. Before I start, can you all see the full screen for video? Okay.
We are student rise from Yobe State. We want to help girls stay in school and support students' mental health. Though our solutions are three. We have pad, and then we have patch squats, we have safe spaces, and then we have radio campaigns. So with this, we are going to train students to produce usable part while helping students stay in school. Our student team are almost 4, and we are working hard with them to see that we have contributed to reducing the absenteeism faced by girl students, especially due to issues of economic factors or missing schools because they cannot afford to buy disposable parts. Our solution is very sustainable, and then it's very important to our society because our community now, they are suffering from like economic factors. So sometimes some of the girls cannot afford to use disposable parts. So it is like sustainable here because we are going to do usable part, and then we are going to train the students on how to produce it, always producing usable part. And then we are going to sell each single usable part at the cost of 15 naira. The revenue generated will be invested in the system. This is totally non-profit. So we'll be happy to see this project running. We have prepared with our student team. We have our plans completed, and then we'll launch our project this year. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Team Nigeria. Okay, we're going to transition into our student discussion portion of the conversation. And so I want to also welcome Claire to help facilitate the student discussion portion. Claire, are there any questions that you'd like to start with?
I think I would like to, so before today, and thank you very much to everybody, I've really enjoyed your presentations and your videos, and I just think it's amazing to see so much creativity and just great ideas. So thank you very much to all of you. My question really is, you know, how would you encourage other people to join this program and this festival going forward? You know, what would you tell them to do, and why would you tell them to get involved? That's a question for any of the teams. Or even their teachers. I'm just looking at Maia there. Maia, what would you do to encourage children to get involved in this program going forward?
Well, thank you for asking this very interesting question. Of course, this program is truly important for students to be engaged as they work on real-world issues. They tackle the issues around their community, the things that worries them. Yeah. Okay. And so, another thing, this makes them famous. This makes them like celebrities when their projects are acknowledged. Yeah. For example, when my students won this award, they were in the ninth heaven, like it said. Yeah, they were very proud of their work, of their hard work they were doing throughout this year. So this, I will show other students the importance of this. Oh, yeah, if anyone from my team wants to answer the same question, you are welcome, children. Team Georgia is raising a hand. Okay.
So I will answer the first question. If we were to encourage other young people to participate in the YouthMADE festival, we would probably tell them that it's a great chance to express yourself, build creative skills, and share something you care about. And you can also get to meet others who are passionate and talented, and I think it's really inspiring. And if we could start working on our project from the beginning, we would tell ourselves to plan better, start early and not stress or small mistakes. And we will also remind ourselves to stay focused on the message and enjoy the process more. Thank you.
Great answers. Thank you. Yeah, it's all about encouraging other people to follow in your footsteps. I think it's great skills that you're learning that you'll be able to apply in the rest of your life, about how to work very well together and how to come up with some solutions like this that can be applied more widely. So great. I think I saw Adam's hand up. Adam, would you like to make a comment?
No, I want to answer the question.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead, Adam.
Okay, I will forward it to I will give the phone to my student so that she will answer the question. Fatima will take over.
If we were to encourage other young people to participate in the YouthMADE festival, we will make them tell them to join YouthMADE to make a real impact, gain skills, and build connections. It is a chance to create lasting change and be part of something bigger. Question 2. Be open to feedback, take risks, and learn from your mistakes. Stay focused and surround yourself with a supportive team.
Great answers. Thank you very much. Anybody else want to answer the questions?
Oh yeah, I would like to answer the questions.
Good. You're very enthusiastic, Serik. Well done.
Thanks. So I would like to firstly answer to the first question. And I truly recommend the YouthMADE Festival and the Ciena Solutions Challenge too. And my reasons to encourage young people to join YouthMADE Festival are the hands-on learning, networking, and creative community. Since you'll work on real-world challenges as we did, using STEM tools and connect with experts from various schools and university labs, and follow young innovators and peers just like you. You'll be surrounded by passionate students and who inspire their fresh ideas and help you think bigger and more complicated throughout doing your project. And advice to my past self when starting this project. I think that would be prototype early and often. Just like do not wait for perfection. Build a simple working prototype and then test it or improve it. So you should make a simple working model firstly. Then also gather user feedbacks from the start to learn what matters most to them and to your local community.
Great answer. Thank you, Serik.
Can I expand the conversation just a little bit and ask some of the schools? So, for example, Nigeria specifically said in their presentation that it was student-led, which I love that. I love that it was a project that the boys and the girls came together in. I think it's an incredibly important topic that they've taken on. I know for the project that I was working with in Georgia, that the idea was so I'd be curious to know from students, was this something they did in a classroom? Was it a club? How much were they independent to make decisions and like Serik is saying, to make mistakes and then have to, start all over. So I'd love to hear from the kids about how much they were self-guided, that they made a lot of their own decisions in terms of critical thinking, creative construction.
I see we have a hand up. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to say that though we had some support from the teachers, our project was mostly student driven, and we were able to work independently and made decisions in the team. So it was very fun, and it was like a club and not a part of a class.
I think that was a great question. Thank you for that, Kathy. I also would like to know, and this is open to any team, with so many potentially global community issues that are like around you, what inspired you to kind of settle on the particular projects that you did? Why was that your selection, and how are you hoping that it impacts your community?
If I can provide some information from Nicole's perspective, Jasmine, on that question.
Sure.
She basically saw the wildfires happening in Maui, which basically killed a lot of people and had a lot of problems out there. So she, seeing the problems that was happening there and seeing that the climate change was making wildfire really a huge problem worldwide, because this is increasing in exponential scale, she decided to create wildfire alarm system. Something will be something that is very important for the community, and it will save lives, because in the case of Maui, they didn't sound the alarms. The sirens from the government didn't go on because were to be for tsunamis. So she wanted to provide a solution, real solution, that was not available in the marketplace, and she decided to use that solution.
And Ricardo, I live in Colorado, and my town had a fire where hundreds of homes burned to the ground, and there was no alert system in place. And so what she's doing is so pertinent to Colorado as well. Yeah.
Oh yes, thank you. Yes, and that's why it's important for her to be have those solutions available worldwide, because it's been affecting, Colorado, California, even here in Florida, North Carolina, and other countries, to have the funding for it to become an actual product. Thank you, Kathy.
Sure, Team Georgia, go ahead.
We were inspired to do this project because we are part of a project-based learning club where we explore science in creative ways. And there's a scientist in the club who introduced us to the topics of virus genomes. And the way he explained it made us really curious and excited to learn more. And we just wanted to make this topic, obviously viruses are a complex topic, so we wanted to make it easier to learn for kids and students like us. And that's what motivated us to turn it into a project and share it through animation. Thank you.
So I feel like the common theme that I heard, like even through all those answers, was just taking an active interest in what's happening around you, being willing to kind of open your ears and kind of keep an ear to the ground of what are the things that are affecting, your communities and even communities outside of your own, and like wanting to do something about it. Go ahead, Team Georgia.
Can I add something?
Absolutely.
Like in our club, there was a volunteer who was working on vaccine when it was 2020, and it inspired us to make this project.
Incredible work. And the fact that you all took action, you weren't just inspired, but you followed it up with action. And I think sometimes that can be the part that's scary, is not really like knowing where to start. But I appreciate, and I think I heard it earlier in this presentation, be willing to start with something simple, even if it's not 100% perfected. It's okay to kind of start and make different iterations and revise and to make changes as needed until you get it to a point where you want it to be. I do feel like we kind of have moved a little bit into the Q&A portion, which is totally fine, but I do want to open the floor if there are any questions that you all have. that you want to post to one another, we do have some space to do that. You can feel free to drop them in the chat. You can come off, you can unmute your mic, whatever you would like to do. Go ahead, Team Georgia.
This is the question for everyone. What was the most exciting part of working on your project?
I just wanted to add some personal experience from Nicole's perspective on this question. She really, when she started doing this project, she was really not sure about these solutions. So she started sharing this information to other contacts that she had. And it ended up that this solution was something that was really broad and international. So she ended up having contacts in Brazil, in Ghana, in the Philippines, in Saudi Arabia. All those contacts helped her not only basically make a better solution, but also they joined forces to create additional solutions. So when we did the YouthMADE festival, it was done last Saturday, we had about 14 different solutions being shown in the YouthMADE festival that she created. So she was very excited that it's not only one solution, but also by networking and by sharing information, she was able to have 14 additional solutions to share with everyone.
Any other questions for one another?
I just want to say,
All right.
you know, these days, apparently young people want to be influencers. It's not all about being an influencer with the clothes you wear and the things that you own, but also these behaviors and caring about your environment. I think be that kind of influencer. That's a better type of influencer to be.
Yeah. And I see a hand from Team Georgia as well.
Question is, did your project idea change while you were working on it? Does anyone have an answer?
Yeah, some information from Nicole's perspective is she started prototype, and a prototype, usually the first result on a prototype is negative. So what she has to say about this is, yes, it changed, and it for the recommendation is never give up. If you have an idea, if you have an objective, seek for your objective, fight for objective, and don't give up. Continue your work until you have something workable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for engaging in Q&A. Definitely some really thought-provoking questions, and know that your conversations don't have to stop here. You can, feel free to continue, adding questions to the chat as they kind of bubble up for you. Okay, so a couple of things as we're getting ready to kind of wrap up our time together. Our YouthMADE Festival Community Awards, we do invite teachers, students, family, anyone that's in your community around the world to just recognize all the students who've had an opportunity to present at the YouthMADE Festival. There is a form where you can kind of give some kudos and congratulations to all the students that have taken time to present their work. Please make sure that you contribute to this board by Tuesday, May 27th. And feel free to share this link to the forum with others as well. So my colleague Jess is sharing that in the chat if you're curious about how to give kudos or how to share that forum with others so they can extend their congratulations and kudos as well. Also, we're always looking for feedback. So as you're going to different YouthMADE Festival events, please feel free to share your experiences, share your feedback via a very short survey. We appreciate you not only being here, but taking the time to tell us how we can potentially improve for future events. With that being said, we definitely also want to just reiterate and say thank you. Thank you to everyone who's taken time to be here. Thank you for the students and educators who have put in an incredible amount of work behind the scenes over a long period of time to even get these projects to the point where they are. Thank you for being willing to share your voice, but also to take action when you know that there's something within your community that you want to change. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you making sure that your voices are heard. And we just appreciate your focus and your attention. Also, we want to extend a thank you to Claire, our Ciena volunteer. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be here as well. We invite you to follow YouthMADE on Instagram. There's a link in the chat that's coming, as well as visit the YouthMADE directory for a full list of events so you know what's upcoming. Thanks for this conversation. We appreciate your time, and we will see you soon.